Hi, welcome back to my channel. So in this video, I'll be discussing all the important one-liners for proteins and amino acids. So I've accumulated a lot of them. So let's just see. So first of all, starting from the first one, see, we know that there are around 300 amino acids in nature, and out of these, there are 20 which occur in proteins. And recently, what we've seen is some of them have been, two or more have been discovered. So the first one starts with S, which is seleno cysteine, and the second one is pyro lysine. Now coming on to the aliphatic amino acids, they are glycine, alanine, valine, leucine, and isoleucine. Now you should know the functions of all of these amino acids. So first of all, glycine, it is basically used for detoxification. Then it is used to make the um, purines, then heme, then creatine, serine, and so on. Then coming on to alanine, alanine is involved in the glucose alanine cycle, and what you see is it is an allosteric inhibitor of glutathione synthetase. Alright, now it has two forms, one is B and D. D-alanine is found in bacterial cell wall, and B-alanine is found in the pantothenic acid. Then coming on to valine, now valine is branch chain, this is also branch chain, and this is also branch chain. Alright, now coming on to the hydroxyl group containing, so these are serine and threonine. Now this is involved in the formation of cysteine, ethanol, amine, choline, butane. Alright, now sulfur containing is threonine and cysteine and methionine. Cysteine and methionine. So you should know that methionine also acts as a start codon. Now coming on to basic we have histidine, arginine, and lysine. Now in this you should know that arginine has a guanidine group, and the histidine, it is having a imidazole ring. Alright, then coming on to acidic, here we have aspartic acid, asparagine, glutamic acid, glutamate. And aromatics, you have tryptophan. Now this tryptophan has an indole ring. Then tyrosine, tyrosine has a phenol ring. Then one more, phenyl alanine. Now this has a benzene ring. Alright, then coming on to amino, you have just one, which is proline. Now they ask this quite often, and it has a pyrrolidine or pyrrolin. Alright, then coming on to essential amino acids. So to remember the essential amino acid, there are a number of tricks, but like you can use them. So first of all, coming on to the first one, you can remember it as, first let me just write all of them, then I'll tell the trick. Phenylalanine, valine, threonine. Alright, then we have tryptophan, isoleucine, methionine. Then we have histidine, arginine, leucine, lysine. Alright, so how to remember this? So private Tim Hall. Alright, so phenylalanine, valine, and threonine. tryptophan, isoleucine, methionine, then histidine, arginine, leucine, lysine. Now here you should know that arginine and histidine, they are semi-essential. Okay, so we'll just write them here. So arginine and histidine. Now let's talk about the ketogenic. Now in ketogenic, you should know that there are just two, which is leucine and lysine. Now to remember gluco plus ketogenic, you have to remember PIT. So you have phenylalanine, then isoleucine, then T say you have tryptophan, another T, tyrosine. Then hydrophilic are all those which have acidic group, and hydrophobic are all those which are basic. Then these are next ones are like typical one-liners that they've asked most of the times. So just mug them up, or like they're very easy to remember also. So first of all is simplest amino acid. So we all know this. This is glycine. Then most hydrophobic and non-polar, isoleucine. Second most is valine. Most polar is arginine. Abundant amino acid in body is alanine, and most abundant amino acid in plasma is glutamine. Then major inhibitory is by glycine, and excitatory is by glutamate. Now if there are like less than 50 amino acids, so it is a peptide, and if there are more than 50 amino acids, it's a peptone. All right. Then dipeptide. Now dipeptide is something which has 2 amino acids and 1 bond. Tripeptide is 3 amino acids and 1 bond. And this is polypeptide is 10 to 50 amino acids. Now what is important is the example. So dipeptide is almost like aspartame. Now this aspartame has aspartic acid plus phenylalanine. Then 3 is growth hormone, growth stimulating hormone. In this you have glutamic acid, then you have cysteine, and then you have glycine. 50 is insulin. Okay, then tyrosine. Now this is just like the derivatives that are formed from tyrosine. So we all know the tyrosine thing about dopamine. It gives so we have dopamine, then melanin, then epinephrine, norepinephrine. Okay, then tryptophan is responsible for serotonin, melatonin, and niacin. Cysteine is responsible for cysteine, glutathione, beta mercapto, ethanolamine. Then glycine, number of things, PHCG. So you can remember it as purine, heme, creatine, glutathione. Then coming on to arginine. Now arginine is responsible in the urea cycle. Histidine is going to give us histamine, and important in figlu. Okay, then coming on to glutamine. So just give me a second. Yeah, so glutamate and glutamine. So glutamate is an acetyl derivative is N-acetyl glutamate, and for the glutathione and gamma butyric acid. Then glutamine is responsible for the N3 and N9 of purine and N3 of pyrimidine. Then aspartate is responsible for purine, pyrimidine, and urea synthesis. Now phenylketonuria is due to an enzyme called as phenylalanine hydroxylase. Alright, then Hartnup is responsible with the deficiency of the tryptophan. Okay, then alkaptonuria is because of homogentisate oxidase. Now in this important is that urine on standing turns into black. Alright, then cystinuria is because of the storage disorder. Then maple syrup urine disease is wait, yeah. So maple syrup urine disease is because of the branched chain amino acids. Now this will give us a positive Rothera's test. All right, in this urine is smells like burnt sugar. All right, then few points in this. You have one complication which is known as onchronosis, in which there is like cartilage is involved and tendons and so on. And this is related to cysteine. All right, this is related to ornithine. This is related to cola. Yeah. Cysteine, ornithine, lysine, and arginine. Now, malignant carcinoid syndrome. So what happens is, usually we have argentaffin cells of GIT. Now these lead to the formation of serotonin. But what happens is, if there is an uncontrolled growth, it leads to the formation of a tumor, which is argentaffinoma. So due to this, this malignant carcinoid syndrome occurs, and person has hypertension, then respiratory distress, then sweating also. All right, now let's talk about the next question. Amino acid with no asymmetric carbon. So this is obviously glycine, which is non-chiral carbon, non-chiral amino acid. All right, then amino acids that absorb light. So these are tryptophan, tyrosine. Then we have tryptophan, tyrosine, and phenylalanine. Then coming on to amino acids from which beta-alanine is derived. So beta-alanine is derived from uracil and cytosine. Hopkins call test is used for tryptophan. In this, what happens is, there's a purple ring formation. Then nitroprusside is used for cysteine, milan is used for tyrosine, and amino acid that undergoes deamination is glutamate. So transports ammonia from most organs like brain, and one is of skeletal muscle. So skeletal muscle is alanine, while other organs is glutamine. Okay, then nitrogen atom in urea cycle is by the first by NH3, and second nitrogen is by aspartate. Then most common urea cycle disorder is hyperammonemia type 2, all right, which is related to OTC. Then gluconeogenic is alanine. Why? Because of the relation to the Cahill cycle. All right, then coming on to precursors of carnitine. This is important and very commonly asked, so you have to remember GAM. So this is like glycine. Then you have first you have glycine, then we have, I think, alanine and methionine. All right, then coming on to the next question, which is Garrett's triad. Now in this Garrett's triad, there are 4 things obviously, so it's a tetrad. So in this, what we have is pentosouria, essential pentosouria. Then we have alkaptonuria. Then we have albinism, and we have cystinuria. All right, then coming on to the question, which amino acid that forms the wait, this is creatine and this is carnitine, so both of them are different. So just give me a second. The one which is forming creatine is GAM, okay, and the one forming this is different. This is CM. So this is cysteine and methionine, and this one is our glycine, arginine, and methionine. So yeah, so this completes most of the one-liners that come from protein and amino acids. If you found this video helpful, do give it a like.